glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, G6PD deficiency. This note is from Deepak Marwah MCQ book. Clinical feature of G6PD deficiency. G6PD confirm relative resistance against falciparum malaria, and it is X-linked recessive inheritance. दूसरा, majority of people with G6PD deficiency remain clinically asymptomatic throughout their lifetime. Third, all of them have increased risks of developing neonatal jaundice, with peak incidence of clinical onset in between days 2 and days 3. It is in contrary that most of the people remain asymptomatic clinically throughout their whole life. Fourth one, increased risks of developing acute hemolytic anemia as a result of 3 types of triggers: fava beans, food, infections, and drugs like primaquine, sulfur drugs, and nitrofurantoin. We can see hens bodies and bite cell in glucose 6-phosphate deficiency, glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. Hens body is denatured hemoglobin, and it can be seen through supravital stain, only with supravital stain. But bite cell, for the bite cell, if the person is having spleen, then only we can see the bite cell. If he is not having this spleen, we don't find bite cell in that person. Okay. We also need to differentiate Howell-Jolly bodies. Howell-Jolly bodies, the content is DNA, and it shows basophilic inclusion in pink cytoplasm of RBC. Howell-Jolly body is a small nuclear remnant normally removed by the intact spleen, but are seen in RBC in patient after splenectomy and with maturation or dysplastic disorder characterized by excess production. Okay, this is the 2 points that you need to differentiate hens bodies and Howell-Jolly bodies. Hens bodies, you will find blue dot kind of denatured hemoglobin in supravital stain, but in whole whole bodies you also find a blue spot but of pink RBC, pink cytoplasm of RBC. It is a basophilic inclusion, okay, and its content is DNA. Easily found in a person after splenectomy. And the third one is OFT. OFT means the osmolarity fragility test. In it, how it's work on the basis of surface area to volume ratio of the erythrocyte function. It basically means if it has low surface area, then it will hemolyze or break down easily, whereas its surface area is increased or its volume is decreased, then it will not lyse too easily. Like in hereditary spherocytosis, the RBC surface area is decreased, so erythrocytes have a smaller ratio of surface area to volume and are thus more susceptible to osmotic stress. But in condition like thalassemia, iron deficiency anemia, sickle cell anemia, in this disease the RBC surface area is increased or volume of RBC is decreased, so so these conditions are with decreased fragility test, okay, decreased osmotic fragility test, OET. And the condition with increased osmotic fragility test include hereditary spherocytosis, poisoning, and severe burns. मुदितखाना को बुक को सॉल्व करते हुए कुछ पॉइंट यू नीड टू नो इट. द फर्स्ट one is G6PD is a X-linked recessive disorder that may affect both male and heterozygous females, and it is supported by Lion hypothesis. Lion hypothesis, according to the Lion hypothesis, the validity of which is strongly supported by glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase genetics. Only one X chromosome is active in any somatic cells. So G6PD can be seen in heterozygous female, but the severity of hemolysis is less compared to the males. Okay. Consumption of The second one is the consumption of fava beans or broad beans is called favism. So fava beans and broad beans also can cause G6PD deficiency crisis. Okay. And the third one is the different variant of G6PD have been divided into classes by the World Health Organization based on the clinical symptoms and amount of enzyme activity. 5 classes. First, class 1 to 5. Class 5 is not clinically relevant. Okay. Class 1 is the most severe enzyme deficiency, and it is rare variant. It gives rise to chronic non-spherocytic hemolytic anemia. Okay? And the class 2 is seen in G6PD Mediterranean people. It has less than 10% enzyme activity. And class 3, G6PDA, found in approximately 10% of African American men, and G6PD cantonin prevalent in Southeast Asia. It includes 10 to 60% enzyme activity. Class 4 is also not clinically relevant. Okay. So class 1 most severe form. Class 2 it has 10% enzyme activity seen in G6PD Mediterranean. Class 3 it has 10 to 60% enzyme activity, and it is seen in G6PDA, like African American men, and G6PD canton, that is seen in Southeast Asian people.